Friends, I wanted to show you the vacuum setup. I probably don't need this. I'll leave it on. I want to show you the vacuum setup that I built this weekend. I am going to change some stuff. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to change. The first thing you see, the vacuum, is I'm going to have to get a bigger vacuum. This is only 1.5 horsepower. I'm going to go up to a 5 horsepower, and I'm going to test the 5 horsepower out next. So really quickly, what this is all about was, as you can see, this is the vacuum inlet that's going to go up here. I like the 1.5 inch that goes in there. I think it's going to create a stronger vacuum. And then here's the lid part of this. I'll bring the lid over closer to you. You can see there's a lid. This is where the vacuum goes in. I have this on here only because I put too big of a hole in because I had a different hose at the time. Don't mind these. These are not going to be on my next model. I was just using scraps in my basement of what I had. I only had this piece of shiplap board, so I'm just using this. The next time I do this, this is going to be a one piece of 3/4 inch plywood. Up here is this is kind of like the kind of regulation for the vacuum. So if you want more vacuum, you go over. If you want less vacuum, you go out here. That's why I think going up to a 5 horsepower vacuum is going to be okay, because I can regulate the suction here a little bit. It's kind of cute. That was a natural, I didn't put that hole in there. It was a bore hole that was in there. The next piece down, this is an important piece because this is your, so the bees don't come up into the vacuum. So basically, this is made out of this piece and the bottom piece. Oh, I just got stung. Ouch. This piece and the bottom piece, what you can do is you can take and you can do a deep, and you can cut down a deep, make this one about 3 inches or so, and then the rest of it for the top. This is where your screen is going to be. Or what I did was I had scraps around the wood shop that I just made these two separately. So let me actually start from the bottom here. Come on, get up. The bottom piece, like I said, is about 3 inches. The bees keep landing in here. This is where your bees are going to come in. This is the vacuum section where your bees are going to come in. Basically, I just have a 3/8 piece of hardboard on the bottom, or I should say plywood on the bottom. I put the hole where the vacuum is, where the bees are going to come in, and I put this rubber around the top of rubber weather stripping. And then what you do is you put D-rings on the side here. So that's not enough room to put the bees in. So I took a medium, I modified, I'm sorry, this is the one. It's not enough room to hold the bees, so I just took a medium box and I put rubber around the top, and that way that gives you this much room to hold the bees in there as you vacuum them in. You can, if you're going to have a larger swarm, you can put a deep in there, and that might help you out. But I just am going to permanently use that medium for my swarms. The box that goes on top, this is going to block them off so that they don't get up into the suction. I think this could be smaller, and I really think next time I'm going to make this smaller. Basically, it's that top of when I cut that. They said when you want to do the deep and you want to cut it down, but basically I'm gonna make it different next time, and I might make a pattern for the dimensions for this if anybody wants them. So basically you take and you cut this front piece out. This is where the lip is for where your frames are held in here. Just cut the front out, and then you put the rubber stripping down here. One of the things I think I have is too much room up here too, so I'm going to change that as well. But basically when this goes on the top here, your bees are coming in here, and then they're going to just be in these two sections. There's hardware cloth in here, number 8 hardware cloth, which is going to keep them from going up. And this is basically, once you put your lid on, and I already showed you the lid, again, like I said, this is going to be a 3/4 inch piece of plywood in the future. Once you put your lid on here, you have your vacuum up top here, and that's where your suction's coming from. I think with the 3/4, let me start that over. I think with the 5 horsepower, it's going to be much better. When I was sucking the bees in today with this 1.5 horsepower, It just basically, it wasn't enough power. I had actually put it up against the wall. So when I had a little cluster, I had to just like kind of coax them down into that hose and it sucked them in, which I need a little bit stronger. And I think I'm gonna need a little bit stronger because if you have a longer hose, say in the front here, you put like a 10-foot, 20-foot hose on there, you're definitely gonna need more suction up here. So that's just it quickly. If anybody wants me to go over more detail, I'd be glad to, and I'm also going to leave a link below of where I got this idea. It wasn't my idea, but I'm going to tell you it saved me a lot of money because basically I had all the scraps around the workshop. All I had to pay for was that rubber tubing that went around, which I got that at Walmart for like, I think I spent a total of 12 bucks on that, and I'm going to need another hose. I don't need a new shop vac, but I need a 20-foot hose, which is going to cost me like 20 bucks or so. So that's all I have put into it. So I think that's going to work out perfect for me. So that was it quick. The bees, so they filled a lot of this up. I might be wrong because it's already September 7th. I didn't have another medium to put on top here because I wanted them to, they were bringing in so much honey that I didn't want them to fill the bottom up with honey. I want them to lay eggs, have the queen to lay eggs. So I put another deep on top. Probably is wrong. I probably only needed a medium on here, but that's all I had. I didn't want to build another one. I didn't want to buy another one. So we got to use what we got to use. So hopefully they put some honey up here. A little girl just came and decided to sit on my hand. That's it. All right. Let me know if you want to. Oh, I think I put her there and that wasn't her home. Let her alone. Don't. Oh no, let her alone. Don't kill her. I think I'm gonna save a world and look at. She got killed. All right. See ya. I forgot to tell you the most important thing. When you have this all together, it's a little bulky too. I have to admit that. It's a little heavy, but what I understand about this one is now today I didn't need to get this whole swarm. I only had a section of the swarm to go in this hive. With having this here together, the guy on the video explained it very well. Like if you wanted to put another deep on here, so you came home, you just hit this, all the bees go to the bottom, you put a deep with your frames on it, and then you can gradually, gently get them over into a home without dumping the bees in. But I did forget to tell you about, I have the D-rings on the side because I use one of these little, I don't know what these are called, little ratchet things. And I put the ratchet thing on to hold this tight. I got a 10-foot one, it's overkill, but what I do is I loop this back around and use it as a handle so I can carry this too. So it worked out pretty good today. And that actually keeps this nice and sealed tight as well, so I get a better vacuum, plus it keeps it in place so I can just throw it in the back of the car and bring it home. Once I get the bees and I take this hose out, I need to get a cork for here or something to hold that in. I just put a glove in there and kept that shut so they didn't get out in the car on the way home, which has happened before. Let's just make sure there's no bees in here because I'm taking it up to the house. All right, that's it. Have a good night.